If it's not involved in recruiting 30 or 20 people in 30 days, just eliminate it. Get rid of it. For 30 days, can you not go to the grocery store and somebody else do that? For 30 days, can you not do the laundry and somebody else do that? For 30 days, can you not fix something in the house and have somebody else do that? For 30 days, if you own your own business, can you have somebody inside the business step up and do some of the things that you've been doing and take some of the pressure off of you? For 30 days, can you totally focus and eliminate all the distractions? Next, some of you have been involved in network marketing for a while. Guess what's going to be your biggest distraction? Your existing group. The group that you have right now is going to do everything they can to stop you from going and bringing in 20 people. Any of you have, if you have kids, have you ever noticed sometimes that when you pick up the phone to have a business conversation, everybody in the house starts yelling and screaming and going crazy? And then as soon as you hang up the phone, they don't do it anymore? Have you ever noticed that? Same thing's going to happen with when you have a little existing group and you start preparing for recruiting 20 people. They're going to, oh, I need your help. Can you come help me do a meeting? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do a three-way call with me? Can you do a meeting with me? Can you do a call with me? Whatever. You got to tell your existing group, listen, for 30 days, you're on your own. For 30 days, you got all the support that you need someplace else. For 30 days, I'm focused on bringing in a new team. Not that I don't love you. In 30 days from now, we'll plug everybody together, we'll go. But for these 30 days, I need you to let me run for these 30 days. Your existing group. Part of your preparation is to make a fresh list. A fresh list of prospects. And I gave you the download, which is called the Ultimate Memory Jogger. It's a 70-page workbook that you can download and use to be able to jog your memory, to be able to make a fresh list of prospects to be able to use in this campaign. Okay, that was my gift to you. I hope you downloaded it. If not, just make a fresh list. And then last, sharpen your skills, specifically inviting skills. Sharpen your skills, specifically the inviting skills. Okay, if you have the GoPro book, there's inviting skills in there. But if you sharpen your skills, now I don't want you to say, okay, well, since I'm not very good at inviting, I need to wait a year. And I need to spend a year sharpening my skills. And then I'll do my 30-day push and recruit 20 people. Most of the learning is going to be in the doing. You could take a day, one day, and just practice and sharpen your skills. One day with a friend, you can role play back and forth until you're comfortable. One day, 1 8-hour day, and your skills are sharpened enough to be able to get started. And you're going to learn as you go because you're going to be making lots of phone calls, okay? So that's preparation. Got this? I hope you've been writing as we go because I'm getting rid of it. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. In order to next thing I want to tell you before we break up the 30-day period of time, sponsoring 20 people in 30 days, here's the math. If you want to sponsor 20 people in 30 days, it's really about math. If you think about, I've talked to people in 100 different companies, but if you think about how many people join per presentation. Okay, so I'll give you an example. If you did 10 presentations and you showed 10 different people your opportunity, what percentage of those people are going to join? And typically, it's about 2. It's about 2 out of 10. You do a presentation, 2 out of 10 are going to join, typically. Okay? Now, if it's a little more than that because your company's really hot, fantastic. If it's a little less than that, because maybe for whatever reason, then factor that in. But typically, I would say 1.5 to 3, somewhere in that range, but we'll average 2. So that's question number 1. How many people, it's going to be what? 20% are going to join. Next question is how many presentations do you need to do in order to sponsor 20 people in 30 days? How many presentations do you need to do? Well, if that math holds up, excuse me, not 200, it's 100. You need to do 100 presentations in order to sponsor 20 people. Third question is how many appointments do you need to make in order to do 100 presentations? Because some people won't show up for whatever reason. I would say about, let's call it 125. 25 no-shows out of 125. Okay? Averaging now. Okay? 4, how many calls do you need to make in order to set up 125 presentations? Double that? Maybe 300? Let's just say it's 300. So 5, what does your list need to look like so you have enough people to make phone calls to? I don't know, 500? At least 300. Here's what I will tell you. Remember I said success loves speed? Success loves speed. If you want to recruit 20 people, these numbers are about right if you did it over the course of 20 months. If you did this over 20 months, this is about what you'll have to go through in order to be able to bring in 20 people. But if you do it in 30 days, these numbers are much less because success loves speed. Your percentage will probably be in the 30 to 40% range because your energy, your enthusiasm, your excitement, your urgency is going to be built in, and you're going to be sharp. You're going to be doing bang, 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 bang. It's not, you're not going to come in rusty. You're going to get good fast, which means you're going to have to make, 60 to 70 presentations, somewhere in that range. 60 to 70, not 100. Which means you're going to have to set up about 90 appointments or so in order to get those 60 to 70 to show up. Which means you're going to have to make about maybe 150 calls. That's real life, about 150. If you do it in 30 days, it's about this number. If you do it in 20 months, it's about these numbers. Which means, I don't know, put 300 plus on your list and off you go. So that's the math. It's just math. If you know this number kind of over a long period of time, understand you can increase that number by having urgency and doing it in a short period of time. But success loves speed. If you do this quickly, I promise you, having talked to so many people, they didn't do as many presentations as you think in order to be able to bring in the people that they needed to bring in. Okay? So if you understand the math, then all you got to do is say, okay, am I willing? I want to bring in 20 people. Am I willing to make 300 plus phone calls to set 150 appointments to have 300 plus people on my list to make 150 plus phone calls to get 90 people to agree to a presentation, to do a presentation to 60 to 70 of them and get 20 people to join. Am I willing to do that? Yes or no? If you're willing to do it, then you're good. If you're not willing to do it, then sorry. Now's not your time. You can keep taxiing down the runway and you can decide to take off later. Okay? It's really a decision. But once you understand the math, then okay, now it's not mysterious. Now it's real. Okay. I hope you're getting a vision of what's possible for you. I really do. I hope you're ready and excited and fired up to do this. Hope your adrenaline's pumping a little bit. Here's what I will tell you. In your 30-day Recruit 20 campaign, generally, here's how I would map it out. Step 1 is your first 10 days. Step 2 is your second 10 days. And step 3 is your third 10 days. The first 10 days, you want to do as much inviting and presenting and contacting as possible. This is about contacting, inviting, presenting. Okay? In those first 10 days. We'll talk about that more. I'm just giving you the framework. The second 10 days is about follow-up. You'll still do some of this, but mostly if you've done your job right and you've front-loaded this, you're going to do your follow-up process and give people additional exposures. And the last 30 days is going to be about closing, helping people get started. So if you front-load all your massive phone calls here, then it turns into follow-up, then you're going to have enough raw materials of people who are thinking about it to get involved by the time you're done with your 30 days. Understand? So that's generally the framework. First 10, second 10, third 10. Just so you kind of get it in your mind of what you're going to need to do with each one of those things. So let's talk about the first 10. On my notes here. Okay. During this first 10, 100% effort, 100% of your free time. If you're full-time, I'm going to give you some shocking suggestions, okay? This might freak you out, and I'm okay with that. You came here for the truth. I'm here to give you the truth. Full-time, if you're full-time in network marketing, my strongest suggestion to you is you work about 16 hours a day. Every time I did this, I started at 8 a.m. and I ended at midnight. I went hard, because I wanted to change my life. If you're part-time, I would suggest 8 hours a day during the week and 16 hours a day on the weekends. I do suggest taking that, 1 day a week for your family, for whatever your religious beliefs, to reset your brain, whatever you decide to do in that 7th day. But on the weekend, 16, and during the week, 8. Okay? Your drive time. You're making calls and talking to people. Your break time at work. You're making calls and inviting people. Your lunch time. You either eat fast and get back on the phone during the lunch, or never eat alone. Meet with your prospects for lunch during your, away from the office. Don't put this stuff into your job if you're working for somebody else. It's just tacky. Your evenings, all out massive action. That's when most people can have phone calls. Your weekends. Make friends with the phone. The phone is your friend. You're just going to be dialing and dialing and dialing. And you know what you're going to be shocked with? How fast your battery runs out on your phone. When you're making 100 phone calls, 200 phone calls, you're going to go, oh my gosh. Have that charger with you all the time. A lot of times you're going to be, if you're a pacer like me, when I'm on the phone, I'm pacing. Sorry guys. I'm pacing back and forth. But it's a sad little thing when you plug in your iPhone thing and you're pacing next to the wall back and forth to try and keep your charge. But you'll find this is pretty wild. Make friends with the phone. Make sure that you've got tools. If you're using tools to be able to grow your business, third-party tools, make sure you got them and you're ready to go. You're going to be using that. You're going to be doing one-on-one presentations during these first 10 days, two-on-one presentations during these first 10 days, webinars, get people online, Skype calls, to be able to talk to people face-to-face online, conference calls, blitz days. I'll tell you what blitz days are in a second. Live events. Here's what I'll say up here. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Because you've got to load up all of this effort in that first 10 days, right? So let's talk about blitz days for a second. Here's what blitz days are. You might have a few people that you like to work with. I love blitz days because you'll get so much done for your Recruit 20 campaign in a blitz day. If you want to set up presentations, you can set up almost all of your presentations that you need in one blitz day. 1 8-hour blitz day. You get together with everybody that wants to do this with you, and all you do is sit in a room, have a flip chart or whiteboard or whatever in the room, and start making invitation calls. And every time you get an appointment set up, you write it down. Have a little contest with everybody else. Pass the phone for 3-way calls, whatever you need to do. But write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down. And in 8 hours, you'll be shocked how many people you can talk to. Especially when you got a little positive peer pressure of other people in the room with you. Okay? So, blitz days. Get together. You might get together for 3 hours in an evening and set up and fill your calendar for an entire 2 weeks. In 8 hours, you can certainly fill up your calendar. Okay? So, do we need something? Are we good? Hold on. Joe's coming in to help me with something. Oh, did I get it a little? This way?
There you go. Perfect.
Got it? Good. Cool. All right, so blitz days, right? Get together with the people, just burn the phone up. Have a little competition with each other, burn the phone up. Is that working now? Okay, good. I'll try not to spin it. Okay, so that's your first 10 days. Got it? Here's the translation. Bust your butt as hard as you can for 10 days straight to do as many contacts, as many invites, and as many presentations as you could possibly do in those 10 days. Got it? Now, second 10 days. You got all this excitement. Did I move it again? It's good? All right. All this excitement, all these appointments, all this enthusiasm going on for your first 10 days. Here's what you do in your second 10 days. The focus, you're still going to be doing some inviting and presenting and all that stuff, but your main focus starts to shift into follow-up. If you've done the first 10 days right, you should be so busy following up with those people that had one exposure in the first 10 days that you hardly have time for anything else. Lots of 3-way phone calls. Lots of other exposures. Maybe somebody took a look at the opportunity. They want to try the product. They looked at the product. They want to take a look at the opportunity. They wanted to talk to somebody. They wanted to come to a meeting, whatever. You're going to go through your questions and objections. Help those people understand what it is that we do. Questions and objections are natural in GoPro. You'll learn how to answer questions and objections. Just help these people see what we have in the second 10 days. How are we doing on time? 1 hour. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cool. That's the second 10 days. And then the third is primarily, again, you're still going to be doing presentations. You're still going to be doing follow-up, but your primary focus starts to shift to closing. Helping people make a decision for themselves, helping people decide if this is right for them. That's what you're going to be doing primarily. Following up. Anything else I can do on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? Right? Asking some questions. Questions and stories are going to be your best friend during that period of time. So, stories and questions are key to helping a person make a decision. So, your mind might be spinning a little bit here with all this stuff that I've been sharing, the structure of it, the reasons behind it. I think I've given you kind of why it works, just because that's what works in network marketing, getting off the ground, being the rabbit and then the turtle, getting an altitude, then throttle back. I showed you the 20 numbers. And so why, what it will mean for you. The biggest thing I hope that you did is you wrote down, what would this do for my career, my life, my confidence, my self-esteem, my income, my freedom, my reputation, my legacy, my purpose? What would it do? And then how to do it, right? Deciding you're going to do it, preparing to do it, understanding the math behind it, and then first 10 days, second 10 days, third 10 days.